Hi there, Joka here with a new process video for the Paige Evans design team. Today I'm sharing a layout with you that I've created with the Bloom Street collection. And I'm using this Dangling hearts cut file from Paige. And my idea here was that I would use the little inner pieces of the hearts as templates, and then I fussy cut a lot of hearts. I actually wanted to create layered hearts. I really like doing that, and I created this before Valentine's Day when I was making some cards with layered hearts as well. And then I thought that maybe I can do a layout as well. So as with every collection from Paige, you have all the colors of the rainbow, and here it's more like pastel colors, but it's still, you can still create the rainbow. So I'm going for that look, and I'm starting with purples and blues at the bottom, and then I'm going up with greens and yellows towards pinks. And this is like really easy to use to do. Of course, you could totally use your Silhouette Cameo or whatever machine you have to do this for you, but for me it was just easier this way. Besides, at night I cannot really use my machine, so yeah, I resorted to this old school fussy cutting technique. I'm cutting 3 of each heart, and I'm using, for most of them, I'm using the same papers for all 3 layers, except for that darker blue smaller heart, because that one actually came from one of the papers, the 12 by 12 paper that has a lot of different 2 by 2 patterns, so I could only get one heart out of that pattern, and there's no 12 by 12 paper with that same pattern. But I really liked the color and the pattern as well, so I'm just gonna be using a different paper for that one. And as the next step, I'm first of all, I'm removing the pencil marks that were left on the hearts with my eraser, and then I'll add some liquid glue in the middle, but just a tiny little bit, because I really only need this to keep the hearts together while I go over them with my sewing machine. And well, at this point I did not know what I would do with the cut file later, so in hindsight I should have done something different, but I will show you that in a second. So here's what I did. I ran my sewing machine over these, and you can see this one here. I didn't notice two hearts were stuck together while stitching, so I stitched them together. I will have to recreate those two because I completely ruined them now. And this actually gave me the idea that I should create some home decor piece with hearts like this, that they are stitched together. It looked really cool. Anyway, so I recreated those 2 hearts, and now I'm looking for a background paper. So I'm going through the whole Bloom Street collection, what I still have left, which is actually still quite a lot. I'm looking for a pattern paper that is, well, not quite solid, but also not very busy. I don't know, I didn't really want pinks because, I don't know, I mean, I still feel a bit weird when I use pink with my boy, although I do it all the time, but, still I would prefer something different this time. And then I'm also pulling out papers from other collections. This is Whimsical. I love this paper, but it was totally wrinkled. Another one from Whimsical, and this one as well. This I found a bit too busy, and this may be a little bit dark, although the cut file pops on it. But then eventually I went back to the very first one, this rainbow, basically rainbow raindrops. And I don't think I've used this side of the paper, only the blue plaid pattern, because it's gorgeous. I didn't actually want white background, but yeah, I don't know. And in that moment, this was what spoke to me. So now I'm backing my photos with some tissue paper, or rather matting them. And for this, I'm just using some, well, these come in packages when I order from Alexandra Renke. Typically, this is what she wraps her products in, and then I always keep them for my layouts. And I'm adding 2 layers. First, I only added 1, but I prefer a bit more dimension. So this is what you see me do here, adding some more. And yeah, now I'm going to come in with the cut file. I'm going to glue this down, and then I decided to add some machine stitching on this as well. And this is what I was trying to say earlier, that I should have, if I had thought about this earlier, then I should have glued down the hearts back into place, like here, and then add the machine stitching over all of them, and then it would have looked a bit better, because now it's not, the stitching is not, in some places it's crooked this way. And also I used a different stitch length on the hearts and on the cut file, so it looks a bit weird. But yeah, you can't really tell. These are small things, probably not very important. I'm just mentioning this, that maybe somebody wants to be more mindful than I was. And now I'm folding up or bending up the hearts to give them a bit more dimension. And for this, I'm just using this tool. I don't even remember, I never remember what this is called. I just remember that it's from Sizzix, and I bought it a million years ago, and I think it came with a mat that is for piercing paper, and maybe the other side is for stamping, but I'm not sure. I never used that one. And yeah, after this is done, I'm going to add my photos and all the embellishments that I'm choosing, which is not going to be a lot. So this is what it looks like. And it kind of stays this way in the sleeve as well when you put it in an album. Maybe it flattens out a little bit, but not much. Okay, so here's the embellishments, and I really wanted to use one of these words because they are so beautiful. And there is also purple, but then the one in purple it says fresh start, and this layout is about my son getting that fake Rubik's Cube. I called it fake because it's not the original Hungarian one. It's some magnetic type that he has been begging for weeks, because apparently this one you can turn quicker, and he's now all about speed. So I don't know. I never tried. I never in my life managed to manage to solve the Rubik's Cube, even though, well, nowadays YouTube is available, but back in my, when I was a kid, there were no tutorials, so I don't actually know anybody that solved it back then. But I kind of think it was better, wasn't it? Now everybody can do it, right? So it's not that special. Anyway, so I'm going through the embellishment packs, and I actually chose a lot of sentiments which I always like. Some of them are from the sticker pack. These ones are super thin, so I'm gluing every one of them onto a heavyweight cardstock, and then I'm gonna fussy cut them. Also because I wanna add some foam tape to them. At this point, that was my plan, but then I'm gonna change that, and then they just hold up better. And these ones that you see me cut now are from a pattern paper, but I don't like when they are so big. I like thin strips. So I'm just cutting them down, and then that journaling spot I'm just gonna use for my journaling. Right, so I'm adding this to the cardstock, and then I'm just fussy cutting them all out. And next I will try to arrange everything the way I am happy with. And I'm also trying to add that sun somewhere because I really like it. But I mean, it doesn't really fit my theme or the design of the layout, but I don't know, it just makes me happy. So here's what I do. I'm just adding like a thin strip of foam tape in the middle of the sentiment because I wanted to just glue it onto the the stitching like here, but then I couldn't really bend up the heart, so I didn't like that, and now I decided to remove that and just glue like what you see now, what I'm how I'm arranging everything. Just glue these onto the side of the heart, or sometimes on both sides if the sentiment is longer, if that makes any sense, but you see what I'm doing. Now I'm coming in with my date. I stamped that onto a piece of die cut label, and yeah, and I'm adding some tape runner or tape roller. What is this called? My ATG. I'm using my ATG to glue these down, and then the layout is actually almost done. I'm now going to write my journaling onto that spot, and then I'm still wondering what I should do with the sun. I don't like to I don't like to do what I did, cutting apart die cuts when I'm not sure if they will work, but I used it anyway. And so for my title, eventually I settled on this one. This is a foam thicker sheet from Paige's very first collection, Fancy Free. I still have some. I think probably because silver is not so my color, but I thought that the font fits, the color fits here, and also the the word "so happy" fit because the kid was super happy about his new toy. Okay, so journaling some of this. I'm not sure if that looks good there, but I didn't want to add the journaling onto the background because it was a bit too busy. So I was worried that you couldn't really read it. And yeah, finishing up, just adding some more sentiment stickers. And I always add some glue to even to the foam stickers like this. Again, I don't trust any glue. I think I trust my liquid glue the most, to be honest. Yeah, and then this is done. I hope I could inspire you in some way. And thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.